Hey everybody, this is a quarterfinal playoff game in SOMSFA between the San Francisco 49ers and the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay has the ball inside run to Mark Ingram, guessed correctly. The 49ers got the ball first and they drove down to the 33-yard line of Green Bay. And on 4th down and 7, they went for it. Threw a short pass to Doug Baldwin, which was correctly double covered. Turned into a dump off, but it hit a receiver reading incomplete. And then Green Bay took over, and they've gotten one first down so far. Inside run to Ingram, guessed right again. It's going to be +5. Jacoby Brissett is the quarterback for the Packers. And there's his strong point seems to be the flats. And he doesn't throw a lot of picks. So with Mark Ingram, strong rushing card, another run call. Ed's been putting his 6th middle linebacker in the middle, putting 2 defenders in each flat zone and calling a run. So that seemed to work. Here's the punt down to the goal line. So San Francisco will get the ball back on the 20. Let's take a look at the standings of SOMSFA. In this game, Green Bay is the home team, so they get the average run card and the good pass defense. They finished the year 13-3. And they're facing Green Bay, or San Francisco, who's 9-7. And down and out to Frank Gore, that's going to be a dump off for 10 yards. You can check the standings too. I think it was like the 7th seed or something like that. So the 9th seed. So the 9th seed, inside run to Gore, pass call, 1 man in zone. Short game, guessed wrong. That's a 17-yard gain for Frank Gore. The truth, inconvenient truth. So in the round 1, San Francisco beat Pittsburgh 19-10. And we're waiting for the other first round games to finish. I know the LA KC game happened, KC winning. So that's the number 4 seed winning, number 2 seeds playing now, and then me and Butch 3 against 6 is happening on Wednesday. 2nd and 10 now after an incomplete 4-minute zone short pass. Let's pull up the so far today. Ed's offensive line has 7, 5, 3, 4, 5. So decent pass blocking. A slant to Gronk being double covered by the inside linebacker. So the receiver readings just guessed right, and that's 13 yards. He would have had to double him with the free safety to make that. No, even with that, Gronk's one of those guys that has completions on double teams. So 1st and 10 down to Green Bay's 40. This is just about the area that the first drive stalled. I tuned in a little bit late. Quick out left to Gronk. There's a run call. Going after those 4 linebackers. And linebacker in zone, extra short game. That's a 13-yard pickup. Take it down to the Green Bay 27. So they're definitely in field goal range now. Tyrod Taylor's the quarterback. Travis Benjamin and Doug Baldwin are the receivers. Off tackle right to Gore is a man in the zone, but it's guessed wrong. Linebacker in zone -1 or +4. And that picks up 4, as Lawrence Timmons is only a 4 against the run. Inside run to Gore, run call. Nobody's in the zone though in the center. Picks up the block. That's Ben Jones and his 5 rating. That'll be a 1st and 10 to 13. The defense for Green Bay has 2 6 cornerbacks, Xavier Rhodes and Casey Hayward. All the linebackers are 4s except for Bobby Wagner. B-Wags is in there 6'6". Slant to Rob Gronkowski showing blitz. Looks like the free safety's coming. And 1 extra linebacker. But it's a dump off. No, I'm sorry, that was on the short gain. I'm sorry, on the short pass card. Defender extra short gain, and it was a white die 6. Gronk pulls it in against the 4 rated strong safety, and that's a touchdown. Here comes Randy Bullock. It's up and in. Ed not going for 2 here. He likes to go for 2 against 4-3 defenses. Maybe not so much against 3-4. 7-0 49ers on top. Decent kick return as the Packers will take over on their own 34. Take a look at these guys. Did they play in the regular season? They did. And San Francisco beat Green Bay 33-3. Oh boy. Like 442 total yards of offense that day. 300 yards passing from Tyrod Taylor. Wait a minute, we got a big run by Ingram. Even though it was a run call, the defensive end 0 or plus 17, Carl Nassib is a 5, and he got beat by the white die 6. So Ed's liking that. Bring down the 6 free safety, spread these inside linebackers out to the outside. That leaves the 3 flats covered. Kind of doing the same thing here. It's a short. That was a long pass with a man in the zone. So that time he left the free safety home. Could have been a defender X or plus 32. And Charles Clay's covered by a 4, so that would have been a 32-yard gain. So good that Ed left him home. Crossing to Cooper Kupp being double covered, but it turns into a dump off of 14 yards. Let's take a look at the pass blocking for the Packers. 5'5", 6'7", 5'5", 4'4", 5'5". So 5s or 7 except for the right guard. Ingram's in there in a 2 tight end set. Cooper Kupp and Dez Bryant are the receivers. Charles Clay and Kyle Rudolph are the tight ends. Ingram has an excellent card, but Ed's been calling run early. Quick out left to Rudolph. There's a 4 linebacker there. But it's guessed right. Oh, I'm sorry. The free safety was also double teaming. So that turned into a 2-yard loss. So he double teamed Rudolph. Let's see what he does this time. 4 rated nose tackle. Ed's been mitigating that by calling a lot of run. Off tackle left to Ingram. The man in the zone, nose tackle -1 or +3. And Brandon Williams, the 4, makes a play. 3rd and 13. Take a look at the Packers field goal unit. They need some yards, that's for sure, but they have one of the best kickers for long distance field goals, Steve Gostkowski, who's good 2 through 6 and 12, all the way up to the 45-yard line. They go 3 wide. Sterling Shepard checks in, replacing the second tight end. And it's got 5s at cornerback, 5 at the first DB spot, a 6 free safety. He goes 3-2-6. So 4-0 on the outside, Will Hyde covering Ingram. Try to run at him. Brissett has a couple of end runs. Let's see his card. It's not bad. That's wrong, that is, but you're 3 wide, so you're risking the white die 1 there. David Irving, a 0-8 defensive tackle, checks in to go along with Carl Nassib and Carlos Dunlap. So decent pass rushing, not great. The 8's going up against a 5-5. And so is both of them are. Sideline left to Sterling Shepard. Loses the yard. Defender -1 or +4. That was the extra DB. Let's see who the Packers were. I think it's Scott. He was anticipating Ed vacating that zone. Yep, it is Scott. Scott Moore. So 7-0. Niners on top. They got the ball deep in their own territory. Inside run to Gore. Nobody's in the zone. It's a pass call. Nose tackle +3 or +7. So both these teams are playing 4 nose tackles. Green Bay finished 12-4 in the regular season. I'm sorry, Green Bay finished 13-3 in the regular season. Jacoby Brissett only threw 2 interceptions all year. Here we got 2nd and 3. Hitch to Travis Benjamin, single cover. As Gronk and Baldwin are being doubled. There's a 6th linebacker there, though, Wagner. Incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and 3 on the receiver card. Take a quick peek at San Francisco. At 9-7, they had some tough luck, but look at that. Frank Gore almost finished with 2,000 yards. That's riding the old man. San Francisco had an uncharacteristic 4th quarter, going 1-3. Post to Gronk. Single covered. Nobody's in the zone. Covered by a 4. Receiver reading. Quarterback card 10. So incomplete. No dump off. There's a 41-yard punt. So nice 3 and out there by Green Bay to get the ball back in good field position. Try to help out their offense. The defense did well. Ed is an excellent defensive coach. Probably the best coach out there, to be honest. One of the best for sure. He does a lot with a little. Quick out right to Cal Rudolph, but he usually has a lot. So he usually doesn't have to do a lot with a little. 10-yard pickup on Rudolph's card on a flat pass. So Ed early tried to take away what the strength of the Packers team. Let's see what he does here. Curl to Des Bryant, a run call. Guessed wrong, 11-yard pickup, and Green Bay is moving the ball now. 6 of 8 so far for Brissett. Inside run to Ingram, picks up 7, even though it was a run call. Nobody was in the zone, as Ed flooded the flats with the run call. Ed tries to figure out what you're doing and then take that away. Not great pass rush here with a 5-4, 4-0, and 5-3 in the base. Run call to Dez. That's going to be a 10-yard pickup. First and 10 to 17. Ingram has 18 unfatigued carries left. 3 and left to Ingram. Incomplete. Jacoby's card. Same formation. 2 tights. Five-yard must run. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5. taking his time here. 2 tight end sets still on 3rd and 5. Trying to crack that 49er defense. Maybe he'll run it here behind Kelechi Osemele and Ricky Wagner. You know, those 3-4 defenses have that +7, +9 at the middle. Inside run draw, it is a run draw, and he picks up 5, but containment was in effect. So it'll be 4th and 1. Will he bring up Gostkowski, or will he try to go for it here? He's going for it, full house. Arlene's Darkwa joins Ingram, as does Aaron Ripkowski. So you got run up the middle with Ingram, or even outside. Brissett on a sneak, or short pass to Bryant. Deliberate calls here, deliberate pace. Ed showing blitz, but he kept his non-pass rushing D lineman in the game. He calls run, 2-minute in zone. Offensive onside tackle, +3 or +0. And look at that. Marcus Gilbert gets boosted up to a 6 from a 5, makes the block. It would have been a stuff on a 6 or a 4. White die was a 4, so it would have been a stuff on a 3. Pretty good sequence there for Scott. Now he needs to come away with 7 points here. This time Ed brought in the pass rushers. It's a run call. And it's a pass short to Charles Clay, 12 yards and a touchdown. 5-yard touchdown in the game, but 12 yards on his receiving card. 8 for 11 for Jacoby for 50 yards. Extra point is good, and we have a tie game. 7:48 to go in the half. And I missed the kick, which is the perfect thing. I didn't have to exit and go back in again. Fly to Benjamin, covered by a 6, guessed right. Nobody's in the zone, though, as the free safety's double teaming Jeff Hireman. Receiver reading incomplete. So Ed's not afraid to go deep with any of his receivers. All of them are able to go deep. Hireman has a max with a dot, so he'll be able to go the distance. He's covered by a 4. Gronk has a max with a dot, so he can go the distance covered by a 4. Quick out right to Gronk. The man there guessed right, but it's a 4. And it's an 18-yard pickup on Gronk's receiver card, guessed right. So Scott's got some targets he's got to keep an eye on. Benjamin can go all the way. Baldwin, of course, can go all the way. All the wide receivers now. But we play with that rule where we don't limit the wide receivers. But his 2 tight ends can go all the way. Gore's the only one that can't really do much in the receiving game outside of a 26-yard max. Pitch out left to Gore. Guessed wrong. It's going to pick up 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. So Ed wants to answer that score with a score of his own. Take the lead back. Off tackle left to Gore. Free safety double teaming Gore. So it's going to be guessed wrong. Nobody in the zone. And the dreaded 5. No gain. 3rd and 7. 9 runs for 51 yards for Gore. Ed goes 3 wide with Jeff, 3 wide with the fullback. So Jeff Hireman stays in the game. Carlos Rogers comes in. Scott's extra DB is a 5. Square out right to Benjamin. Single cover, guessed right, but it's white die 6 plus 13, and that's going to take it down to the 41-yard line. Inside run to Gore, guessed wrong, but there's a man there. 2-yard pickup. Down to the Green Bay 39. Let's look at Ed's kicker. He needs to be inside the 32. 32 are in. Only 2 through 4. That's why he went for it on that 4th and 7 at the 33 earlier. Inside run to Gore, guessed wrong. Nobody's there, and the inside linebackers moved. But another dreaded 5 brings up 3rd and 8. Big play here. You might see it go twice here, since you're only going to pick up about 19 yards if you punt it. It goes with the 3 wide fullback set. Hireman and Gronk covered by 4s. That free safety goes over and covers Baldwin, but it's a fly to Benjamin, covered by a 6. Nobody's in the zone. It's a 30-yard pickup. Guessed right on Tyrod Taylor's card. Ed uses the bomb just about better than any coach out there. Knowing that he can get bailed out by a dump off, catch a guy with nobody in the zone. He completes a ton of bombs. There's no doubt about that. 1st and goal at the 9. Now Scott's really got to buckle down. Just showing blitz in the 3-4. Mike Davis is in the game. Inside run to Gore. Guessed correctly. There's 2 men in the zone. Picks up 1. Guessed right on Gore's card. Would have been short gain, guessed wrong. Gore had a gaudy 5.7 yards per carry a few minutes ago. Now he's down to 4.5 after a couple of dreaded 5s and a 1-yard run. And a guess wrong 2-yard run, if I remember right. In his last 4 or 5 runs. 3-4 showing blitz again. Slant to Gronk. Everybody's coming. And down goes Tyrod. The pass rush gets there. Shaq Thompson's 4 against Joe Thuney's 5. And it was only a 22% chance of a sack, but the random was 19. So that'll be 3rd and goal at the 15. Not showing blitz, 3-4. Nope, 3-3-5 against 3 wide. 1 fullback. Plenty of these receivers have big yardage totals, including Benjamin, Gronk, Hireman as well, I believe. And run right to Tyrod Taylor. That's going to be short of the end zone, and we'll see the field goal unit on an offensive onside guard +3 or +8. 2 minutes to go. We're at the 2-minute warning. Randy Bullock comes in. The kick is up. The kick is good. And so here comes the kickoff. Let me be ready to exit in case it's 7 or 8 yards deep in the end zone. There it is. 8 yards deep. He's not taking it in and out. Let's get back in again. I could share out the live broadcast. Forgot to do that. Green Bay takes over down 10-7, and they'll get the ball first in the second half. So ideally, they'd like to drive down and tie it. Ed goes 3-3-5, which is allowed in the last few minutes of the half. Fly to Des Bryant. Guess right. That's another shaky long pass card. It does have a couple of must runs on it, so it's not as bad as it might look. But the only completion on Snake Eyes? That ain't good. No wonder Ed's been aggressive with his use of the free safety. 2nd and 10. 2 tight end set. Off tackle left Ingram, guessed wrong. No tackle, +4, +9, and the 4 makes the play. Brandon Williams. It's a big difference there between 3rd and 1 and 3rd and 6. The extra DB was double covering Des Bryant while the free safety, I believe, stayed home. 3rd and 6, or maybe doubling Ingram based on the positioning there. 3 wide for Green Bay. Ed's thinking get a stop here and get the ball back, get some more points. He goes 3-2-6. He's got his pass rushers in there, Irving and Dunlop. Square into Cooper Kupp. He moved the free safety 6 there, and that's going to be linebacker in zone, extra short gain. So here comes a punt. It's a decent punt, 49 yards. The number 2 return man takes it back for 7 yards. That's Travis Benjamin's got a touchdown too. So Ed's got a minute to get into field goal range. He needs about 4.5 first downs to do that. He goes to a base set. Halfback blocking back. Quick slant to Gronk. There's a 6 linebacker there. Guessed right, receiver reading, +11. So Gronk's been ripping it up. 6 receptions for 72 yards so far. Out to the 40. Ed uses a timeout. So he got 10 of those needed 40 yards. Pitch out left to Gore. Guessed wrong. Nobody's there. The defensive end is at 5. 12-yard pickup. There's another 10 of those yards. Just needs about 18 yards more. 2 more first downs, and he's there. He did not have to use a timeout there either. So plenty of time. Pitch out right to Gore. Another guess wrong. Nobody in the zone. 2-yard pickup on a boxcars. Typically, that is going to be a big gainer for your running backs. Gore does have an off tackle 21. Gore's more of a solid, not spectacular card. So he got out of bounds again, not needing to waste a timeout. 2nd and 8. 37 seconds left. Six plays left at max. Inside run to Gore. This is going to have to need a timeout being used. Blocking back +3 or +1. Hireman makes the block. Picks up 3 yards. That'll be 3rd and 5. Ed might go hurry up here. Nope, he uses his timeout. So 30 seconds left. Max of 5 plays. 1, 8, 15, 22, 30. But probably 3 to 5 plays, I'd say, because if you don't get out of bounds, that takes 2 ticks. First things first, though, he needs to pick up this first down. Long to Hireman. 1 man in zone, covered by 4. Defensive back in zone, extra +29, and that 4 just got beaten like a rented mule. Ha ha, Clinton Dix. Ha ha, says Ed, as he gets the ball down to the 14 in one fell swoop. A short pass there would have been an interception split. Instead, he goes deep. He gets the 9. Defender X, defensive back in zone X or plus 29, and Dix gets beaten. 22 seconds left as he uses his last timeout. He could stick with Gore, try to hit an end run or a short gain, or he can end run with Taylor. Let's look at Taylor's card after he sets his formation. Taylor's got 2 end runs left. Look at that. Short gains on 6, 7, and 8. So that's got to be in the back of Scott's mind trying to defend this. He goes with a 3-4. This head throw short here, trying to get a good receiver yardage reading on Benjamin or Baldwin. He does go short, down and out to Gore. Not looking for the receiver card on Gore, but looking for something on Taylor's card. Incomplete, down to 15 seconds left. This is the key play here because if he doesn't pick it up here, there won't be enough time to spike it if he stays in bounds on 3rd down. So you might see him kick a field goal here. So Scott needs to defend one more play to keep this out of the end zone. Look for Taylor here to break it out on an end run. Those are, I think he only has 3 for the game. He already used 1. This is a premium time to use 1. It is an end run. End run left is a man in the zone. Guessed wrong, though. 6, 7, or 8 on the quarterback's card. But instead it's on the D card. It loses 3 yards. So that is field goal time. Because, again, if you don't make it in the end zone here, you can't spike it. You'll have the clock run out. So bullet comes on. Here comes the kick. It's bad. He shanks it on an 11 roll. It was good on 2 through 9 and 12. So no harm done on that drive. And the Packers will get the ball first. Now, normally you probably just take a knee here, but why not take a crack with off tackle to Ingram, get that long gain? See if you get lucky. It goes 3-2-6. All the more reason not to throw it. Just run it there with Ingram. See if you get 4 long gain and hit an edge for a touchdown. Instead, he saves a carry, takes a knee, and we'll be going to the half. So San Francisco will be kicking off. He needs a 2-minute break. So let me use this time to share the broadcast. All right, let's recopy this. Oh, actually, no, let's do that again. Put it into the Slack channel. In the right Slack channel, not that leagues, go to SOMSFA. And then let's go back to the forum and get that ID back for any crashes. So pretty good game here, 10-7, Niners on top with a lower rated team. Again, let's take a look at the standings. So Kansas City won yesterday. Let's see if I have that. I tried to broadcast the last bit of it. I think I have it here. So SOMSFA Playoffs. Kansas City. Oh, no, I don't have it. I think I got cut off at the end. But regardless, I believe the Kansas City won that game. That was Luke against Luke against Paul. That was a kind of a blowout. Started off close and then just got out of hand. And Kansas City is a really strong team. So Kansas City wins. So KC, let's put this in here. KC wins. So it's going to be KC goes. The Rams got upset by the Eagles. So the Eagles are in. And then it'll be the 49ers or the Packers joining them today. And then Seattle plays Houston on Wednesday. Ed's back and ready. And we're soon to be ready. Got Coach Nemo with us. Nemo, feel free to chime in. So it's a pretty good game. Ed is attacking like he always does, taking what the defense gives him. He's had a couple of empty zones that didn't work out. He had a couple of long game connections, one on the offensive card on the snake eyes, another on the D card on the linebacker or defender in zone X play. Scott says, sure, so let's get ready to get out of here in case it goes. Oh, good. 1 yard deep. That should be, even if he doesn't return it, I don't think we crash here. Will he return it? Oh, so much for that. Really? I'm going to crash on 1 yard deep in the end zone? Why did I think it had something to do with how deep it went in the end zone? Buggy. Kurt's in the house too. Again, you guys can jump in if you like. If you don't like, that's fine too. So I started broadcasting after the first drive. 5 yard pickup we missed on first down by the Packers. So they'd love to drive this down. Ed was using a lot of the free because Jacoby Brissett's long pass guard isn't that great. Screen left to Ingram. Guessed wrong with the 4 there. Hits the 5. The dreaded is, can you have a dreaded 5 on a pass? I guess you can, at least on Brissett's card. But Ed was using a lot of free safety movement, putting him in the middle, splitting out that middle linebacker, so he had like nowhere to shoot on the flat pass. 3rd and 5 here, and calling a lot of run, so he didn't feel comfortable running Ingram. Three, 2, 6, even on 3rd and 5. Look for Lamarcus Joyner to jump in that middle zone, and he does. Square out right to Dez, and it's the one zone that was able to be shot at. If you went to the left flat, there was 2 linebackers there. If you went in the middle, there was a Lamarcus Joyner. But on the right side, he beat Chris Long 0. Ed leaving the obvious cover open. Button hook to Ingram. Only one man there. Guessed wrong. It's only a 3 yard pickup. Ed obviously aware of how strong Mark Ingram's card is. He only got 15 carries left. And I'm not sure who he has on the bench. Check in a second. Inside run to Ingram. Guessed wrong. Picks up 4. That breaks contained. It'll be 3rd and 3. Let's look at the regular SOMSFA season so we can see his stats. So really, it's Ingram and Orleans Dark. Oh yeah, we saw him in the full house. So Dark was pretty good too. Not as good as Ingram, but he can do some things. 3rd and 3, hitch to Dez. There's a 6 there, but it gets exactly 3. Dez stretches out, gets the first down. Here comes the Packers. They're into 49er territory. Again, in the regular season, 49ers had a decisive victory, 33-3 or something like that. But this is the playoffs. Off tackle right to Ingram. Nobody's there. Guessed wrong. But the challenge is offensive onside in, and Charles Clay's only a 4. 2nd and 10. This is what Scott wants to stay away from, 2nd and longs. He doesn't seem to feel comfortable throwing short and deep with Brissett. He wants to throw flat and run Ingram. Ingram's as good as he is. He's kind of chunky. He doesn't have a lot of short gains except on the end run, and we haven't really seen him go after the end run today. Crossing pattern to Cup. Guessed wrong. It's a 7 on Brissett's card. That's the unlucky 7 in this case. 3rd and 10 now. Ed's playing a nice bend, don't break style of defense. Third down so far. Ed's been doing great, 4 of 7. Green Bay's still pretty good, 3 of 6. Or 2 of 6. Could be 3 of 7 if they pick this one up. 3-2-6 showing blitz. Remember, Ed has those 2 good pass rushers he brings in on passing situations on 3rd and 4th downs. Post to Clay. Guessed right. Single cover by a 4. Remember, Brissett's card's not very good except on Snake Eyes, and he hits it. Oh, my stars and garters. A 44-yard connection. It would have been a touchdown with a receiver that wasn't limited. But Clay has a max of 44, but that sets up 1st and goal at the 4. So that's kind of like an Ed play. Ed will let you do your thing on 3rd down and try to break you over the top against a weaker matchup. And that's what happened here. Scott looked for who was covered by a 4, went deep to him, sets up this 1st and goal situation. Ingram and Darkwa in the game. Inside run to Darkwa, guessed wrong, short gain, and that is a touchdown for the Pack. The Pack is back. They're back on top anyway. Actually, I don't think they have not led today. They tied it at 7-7. Oh, and the kick is shanked. Covered by the Niners. It's only a 13-10 game. So we saw a missed field goal at the end of the half by the Niners and then a shanked extra point. So the kickers are playing a part today. If both those kicks were made, it'd be 14-13 Packers. Instead, it's 13-10 Packers. Niners take over with 9:54 to go, their first second half possession. Gore is still in the game. Gore, the inconvenient truth, inside run to Frank. Frank the Tank picks up 7 as the 4-rated nose tackle Corey Peters can't make the play. Gore had just about the best season you could hope for in the regular season for the Niners, running for 1,925 yards. Whew, with a max of 21. So he had no giant runs to call on. 2nd and 3. Square out right to Benjamin, covered by a 6, but there's a 4 linebacker in the zone. Incomplete. Snake Eyes on Tyrod's card. So both these quarterbacks are limited on their deep pass card. Both of them have connections on Snake Eyes. Tyrod's also got one on 12, and he's got a lot more must runs. Jacoby's got a little bit of must runs. 1 end run left for Taylor. Inside run to Frank on 3rd and 3. Guessed wrong. 4-yard pickup, 1st down Niners. Move the chains, boys. Another 3rd down conversion. Again, 5 of 8 so far for the Niners. They missed that 1 4th and 7 early in the game on their first drive. The Packers picked up their 1 4th down conversion. Off tackle left to Gore. 1 man in zone, guessed right. Oh, no, there was nobody in the zone. It was to the other side. The linebacker was in the right off tackle zone. That went to the left. It's an 11-yard pickup and another 1st down. Gore creeping up on 100 yards. Who's the Niners' next runner? Besides Gore, they got Mike Davis and Rex Burkhardt. Rex Burkhardt's pretty good. I think he can do some things, but I'm not sure if he's under 50 carries. Pitch out right to Gore. He's going to keep riding Gore and then bring in Davis. That picks up 2. Gore's back up to 5 yards a carry. And the ball's near midfield, 2nd and 8. Off tackle left to Gore. Another guess wrong run. Nobody's in the zone. Picks up 8 thanks to the block of Taylor Lewan, who's a 6. He's going to make that block every time. Gore over 100 now, 20 for 103. One more 1st down and we'll be just in field goal range. Square out left to Benjamin. It's all about the Benjamins, but it's incomplete on Taylor's card. As it hits a 10, which is incomplete. Remember, this is the area that Ed likes to go over the top. Gronk and Hireman covered by 4s with a 4 free safety. Crossing pattern to Baldwin, single covered by 6, 3 men in zone. Receiver reading plus 13. There it is. Now you're in field goal range. 5:42 to go in the third quarter. Ed's going to use Gore until he's out of carries. And he doesn't care if that comes in the third quarter or in the fourth quarter. Just keep running him until he needs to run somebody else. Inside or under Gore. Guess wrong. Green Bay having a hard time calling a run. That's a 19-yard scamper for the inconvenient truth. Down to the 11. First and 10, just outside of a first and goal situation. So you still have the flats in play. Saw Scott turn on some pass rush as you get closer here. He's showing blitz. Mike Davis checks in. He's got unlimited carries in the second half. 12 unfatigued carries left. Off tackle is his best column. And it is an off tackle. This time off tackle left where there is a man in zone. Oh no! Again, I'm get my sides mixed up. That's the wrong side. That is the right side. Running behind Taylor Lewan. That's an 8-yard pickup, 2nd and 2 from the 3. Now it's just pounded in time. Using Gore, Taylor, or Davis. You might see a sneak by Taylor here. I don't think he's going to throw it. Pitch out left to Gore. He goes with a pitch out. Guessed right. But there's nobody in the zone that's going to pick up just a yard as the defensive end, Jason Pierre-Paul, makes the play. 3rd and 1. Another chance to pound it in. Scott wants to push it to a 4th down and make Ed decide, does he want to go for the touchdown or the field goal? Here we go. Show him blitz. Ed might throw it here. He might go to Gronk. But I think he's going to be trying to pound it in. And it's an inside run to Davis. Guessed right. Both 2 men in zone. Linebacker in right zone, -1 or +3. And that'll tell the tale because he lost a yard and it's 4th and 2 now. He's going to bring in the field goal kick. I can almost assure you. And he does. Anytime you can tie the game or take a lead, you want to do that. Kick is up. Kick is good. 2 through 11. And it's 13-13. It's a nice stand there by the pack. And we get another break. We haven't had a disconnect in the second half so far. 19-yard return. We'll start at the 22. Lots of carries left for Ingram. 13 to be exact. Well, 13 unfatigued. Still got another 4 after that you can run fairly comfortably. Off tackle left to Ingram. Here comes the run calls. But this time, it's Ricky Wagner over there with his 5, matching the white die 5 to make that the maximum it could be, which is an 8-yard pickup with nobody in the zone. Darkwa checks in, saving some carries for Ingram by bringing him in obvious run situations. Inside run to Darkwa. It's a 47-yard pickup. Oh my. He hits an edge. And Darkwa, even though it was an obvious run situation, he stuck with the run. Ed went with the pass, thinking that maybe on 2nd and short, he'll take a shot deep and I'll be able to sack him. Or I don't want to get caught with a run call there. But instead, it worked out perfectly for Green Bay. Off tackle right to Ingram. Guessed right. Loses a yard. 2nd and 11. 54 seconds to go in the third quarter. Back and forth, these two teams. Pretty good game we got here. Dark was back in there. He's got more short gains, more consistent. We'll see if Ed calls a run against him here. Nope. It's a pass to Cooper Kupp being correctly double covered. So Ed sniffed that out perfectly. It would have been incomplete anyway. But that has to put a scare into Scott, as Ed diagnosed that pretty well. Ed's been going 3-2-6 here. Let's see what he does on 3rd and 11. First, we got to see the offensive formation selected by Green Bay. Will he go 2 tight end set and maybe sneak a run in there? Keep Darkwa in there, try to hit a short gain? Or does he go 3 wide? No, he's going 3 wide. Ed goes 3-2-6 and shows blitz. Maybe he'll throw a run in here, an off-tackle draw. Try to take advantage of that 0 nose tackle. Comes in for pass rush. It's a hitch to Dez Bryant. Guessed right. There's a 4 there. Linebacker in zone +1 or +6. And that stops the drive at Xavier Howard's 4. Makes the play. He was the second DB. Here's the kick. It's up and good, 2 through 10. So we have another lead change. Green Bay back in front, but only by a field goal. And again, we catch a break with with missing the animation on the kickoff, and we get Ed taking over 1st and 10 to 25. We are now into the 4th quarter. That field goal was in the 4th quarter. Rex Burkhead checks in the game. I told you, he's got pretty decent cards, like the +14s and the +16s in the middle. Oh, no, that was last year's card. He's got a short game, though. Off tackle left to Burkhead. Nobody's there, but he did call run. Again, he keeps dropping the 4 inside linebacker down to cover against the off tackle rights and linebucks and leave Bobby Wagner in his 6 there in the middle. But Ed knows that, so he's been running over here where the 6 doesn't drop down. 2nd and 6. Quick out left to Gronk. Looks like we got a 6. Wagner shifted over there, but it's guessed right on the quarterback's card, and that's 7 yards and a 1st down. 1st and 10 out to the 36. 14 to 25 so far for Taylor. 200 yards and a touchdown. No picks. No picks on either quarterback. Neither one has thrown an interception. Both of them playing well, both with quarterback ratings in the 90s. Ed with that deep pass to Gronk or Hireman's always going to be in the back of Scott's mind. Inside run to Burkhead. Guess wrong. Nose tackle +3 or +7, and Corey Peters can't make the play. Burkhead stays in the game. Frank Gore's time is over. Actually, Gore will come in at some point during the game in a key situation. I'm sure he has a couple carries left. Inside run to Burkhead. Guessed right. There's a man there now. No gain. So that's why people just let him run guessed wrong, because guessed right, he's not very good. Even guessed wrong, that he's got some swings and misses there. 3rd and 3. Now here's Gore. How many carries does Gore have now? 5 carries left for Gore, so comes in this key spot. Oh, he doesn't come in. He sticks with Burkhead. 3-4 against the blocking back halfback set. Taylor's best column is the flats as well, but you might try to see him catch a dump off. It's an inside run to Burkhead. He doesn't call run, calls pass. Nobody's there, but it's a dreaded 5. Oh, nice break there for Scott. Tough break for Ed. And he'll have to punt. So trailing by 3 at his own 43 on 4th and 3, he punts it. And it's a good one, down to the 9-yard line. It hit at the 6 and bounced up 3 yards. So that's where the Packers will take over. Ed wants to pin him deep here, 3 and out, make him punt get the ball right back. Dark was in the game. This is where I think I might go with Ingram if he gets those big hitters. Inside run to Dark while one man there, and that man is Darren Lee. He makes the play. Darkwa had that 47-yarder, and besides that, his other two carries are kind of ineffective. Here comes Ingram in the game. Got those big hitters, man. If you hit that edge on a line book, that flips the field in a hurry. 2nd and 11. Off tackle right to Ingram. Nobody's there. The nose tackle doesn't make the play, but instead of a +3/+7, this time it's a +0/+3. So that leaves containment in place on 3rd and 8. Look for Ed to go 3-2-6 here. That's been given Scott Fitz all day. 5 of 10, 50% on 3rd down for Ed. 3 of 8, 38% for Green Bay. And there's that 3-2-6. Not showing blitz. He's got his pass rushers in there. Ingram stays in the game. Crossing pattern to Cup, being double covered by the DB. That's going to be incomplete, and Ed gets exactly what he wants, a 3-and-out. Packers will have to punt it back to the Niners. Good punt, though, a 56-yarder down to the number 2 returner. Remember, he's got that touchdown on 2. It's a long gain, 43 yards for Travis Benjamin, as he takes it right into field goal territory. So 2-12 is bad for the Packers on their kick return card, or punt return results, I should say. Ed took advantage of that big play. Mike Davis in the game. They're already in field goal range, but they want to get a touchdown, put the pressure back on the Pack. Nine minutes to go in the game. 9 minutes to go in regulation. You never know. This one could go to overtime. Inside run to Davis, correctly called by Scott with a man in the zone. Still picks up 5. Would have been a 9-yard pickup without that plug. 2nd and 5. Davis stays in the game. Inside run to Davis, correctly called, but nobody's in the zone. Scott wants it on the O card, and it is on the O card. No gain. So he defended the run with the run call, but he also defended the flats by flooding those 2 outside flats and leaving a 6 middle linebacker in the middle. So 3rd and 5 here. Ed will take the field goal if he has to, but he wants to get in the end zone. We've seen him throw some flats here at those 4s. But we've also seen him throw short. And it's another crossing pattern to this one to Baldwin. Single cover, guessed right. Incomplete on the defensive card. Even though it's the average, it's a good pass defense for Green Bay. So here we go. Bullock's missed 1 from this range. And he makes this one, though. So tie game, another lead change, 16-16. It's been a back-and-forth contest, pretty good game. And we get another break on the returns. They'll have to disconnect. So 31-yard line will be the starting place for the Packers as they attempt to untie this game. 6:54 to go. Again, in regulation. Do the Niners have one more stop in them? Inside run to Ingram, guessed wrong. Picks up 2. That's where you want to hit an edge if you're Scott. But in the middle, I think we saw Ed do the same thing where he brings the 6 down and floods the flats. See what he does here. Floods one flat. It's a screen right, and that's exactly where the pass is. It's picked off 2 through 9 on a split. It's a 9, and this is where we're probably going to crash. Nope, we didn't crash. There was no return, so that matched up to. Even though it says no advance interception, he probably did try to advance it. He always tried to advance it on a flat, but it was one of those 0-yard returns, I think. So that switches the momentum in a hurry. We saw Ed get a long punt return that helped him get a field goal to tie it. Now he's got an interception, 2-minute zone, with a chance to go up. Long to Hireman. Single cover with a 4. Incomplete as it goes on the offensive cards, on the quarterback's card. Ed's happy with that if it hits the must run. Or it goes in the D card. That would have been a defender X or long gain situation in a couple of those rolls. And a couple of straight long gains, too. 2nd and 10. Mike Davis stays in the game. Tyrod has one end run left, too. Will he break it off here, or will he wait till he's inside the 20? Inside run to Davis. Run call. Guessed right by Scott. And he loses a yard. So that would not have been a good time to break out that last end run. 3rd and 11. Scott will be happy if he holds him to a field goal here. Take a quick look at that kicker card. He wants to keep him in this 23 zone because he's a little bit worse there. 2 through 8, 11 and 12 instead of 2 through 9 and 12. That's Randy Bullock. Doesn't show blitz. Hireman and Gronk can go deep. It's a post to Gronk, covered by a 4. The receivers are being doubled on the outside. And it hits one of those straight long gains. What was I telling you? Ed looking to take advantage of that empty zone, and he does. That's a touchdown. And the Niners are in front. So it's less. We're under 5 minutes to go in the game. Bullock nails the extra point, so we get a 7-point lead. Packers are up against it, against the upstart Niners. Let's see if we have to exit. No, again, we're doing pretty good with these kickers. They don't have a lot of -8s and -9s on them. We've avoided those rolls so far. Ingram in the game, 4:30 to go. The Chiefs have advanced. The Packers looking to stave off elimination here. And the Eagles have advanced. First down was a long pass, guessed wrong, receiver reading that hit a blank as I checked the standings. Off tackle draw to Ingram, guessed wrong, but it hits one of those middle numbers instead of that 4 long gain on an off tackle. 3rd and 9. As good as Ingram is, if you don't hit his big numbers, you get one of these type of days where you get 16 runs for 69 yards with a max of 12 or something like that. Let's take a look at the box score after this play. 3rd and 9. Key play here. 3:36. I think you punch it here if you don't pick up any yards. Ed going for it. Slanted to Clay. Single covered. Guessed right on Brissett's card. Incomplete. You got to punt it. Here comes Riley Dixon. Hope you get a stop. Get the ball back. Try it again. You got 3 timeouts. You got 3:18 to go. Ed knows if he gets a couple of first downs, the game's over. 58-yard punt, though. Good one for Scott. 2 and 12 is not good for him, though, if those come up again. Instead, it's a 5-yard return. That's livable. 19-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Niners. Really, the Niners have gotten the best offensively. And with the special teams play, we had the defensive pick on 2 men in the zone flat. We had the long punt return. And Ed's been better on third downs. That's reflected in the score. Niners up by a touchdown. Inside run to Gore. Guessed wrong. Inconvenient Truth comes back in with his 5 carries left. And there's one of them here, but the dreaded 5 comes up. Good break for Scott. Let's see if he uses his timeouts on this side of the 2-minute warning or the other. Looks like he's content to let Ed run two plays on this side and then use his timeouts. I think Ed will run again. Maybe this is the time you break up that Taylor run, but Scott's been calling a lot of run on second and long. It's an off tackle right. It's a man in the zone, but it's guessed wrong and 21 yards on Gore's card. That'll take us down to the 2-minute warning. And really, Ed needs one more first down here while using up some of those timeouts to ice this game. Spectator left the game. Don't leave yet. They can still have a fantastic finish. He said, I've seen Ed kill these games off too many times. Scott needed one of those edge rolls on 12 or 2 when Ingram's guessed wrong running, and he just didn't get it today. Oh, yeah, we're going to check the box score. Ingram's long run for the day, 17 yards. Darkwood did hit that big one for 47. Inside run to Gore, 2-minute zone. Guessed right. No gain. Timeout. He's got to do that 2 more times to give himself a shot. And he could hit that big run on the very last drive, so don't count out Ingram yet. Second and 10. Off tackle right to Gore, man in the zone. Guessed right. But the offensive onside tackle, Garrett Bowles makes the block. His 5 against the white tie 5. 3rd and 5. If it's a first down here, it's over. Do we finally see the end run by Tyrod? Do we see a flat? Do we see another run with Gore trying to hit a good reading up the middle on those D cards? He's got 2 great offensive tackles. Blocking back halfback against the 3-4. And this is exactly what Ed wants. He wants to be able to kill this game off. Never give the ball back to Green Bay. One more good play call here, and that could be it. Crossing pattern to Baldwin, covered by a 6. He's keying Gore. And it's a receiver reading, 11 yards on a max receiver. First down for the Niners. And this one's over. 3 knees for Tyrod. I think he'll need 3 because you got to go 45 seconds. The first one, 45 seconds to the last one. Second one, that'll give you like 1 second left in the game. So that's it, folks. The Niners pull off the upset. We've had 2 upsets so far, and 1 game go to chalk. So the Niners advance, the Eagles advance, the Chiefs have advanced. And the last game is going to be played on Wednesday. Exciting times. 8 seconds left. You have 1 more knee. And that'll do it, folks. So congratulations to NFL Ed. Nice season for Scott. Just, how many of us have run into Ed, even if we have a higher seed in the better D card, and wound up losing? That's just the way it goes. Ed's that good of a coach. So they're exchanging pleasantries. So here's the situation we have. The Chiefs have advanced, the Niners have advanced. So we got the number 9 and 10 seeds advancing, and the number 4 seed. So if Seattle wins, it'll be Seattle against Philadelphia in the next round. And if Houston wins, and Kansas City against the Niners, If Houston wins, it'll be Kansas City against the Eagles and Houston against the Niners. So those are the two possibilities we have for the semifinals. The number 1 and 2 seeds were both knocked out in the quarterfinals. And very possibly the number 3 seed could get knocked out. And that would leave the Chiefs as the remaining top seed. So we'll see. Respectable compared to our last matchup. I have a poor memory, Ed says. It was 33-3. Scott says nothing went right. This was a very close game back and forth. This wasn't a 13-3 team. And I kind of agree with that. I mean, you've got Jacoby Brissett as your quarterback. And the teams are very similar. So Scott had a really strong regular season and had it come to an end in the playoffs. So that'll do it. I'm going to shut it down, and we'll see you guys in the next round. Peace.